Greetings mga ka-spacers and mga ka-siyensya out there. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. This is your ka-spacer and space commander Professor Jun Cajigal from the BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers, San Beda University, Manila. And I would like to welcome everybody to this online telescope viewing of our waning gibbous moon at about 88% illumination. So right now mga ka-spacers, you are now viewing on screen our waning gibbous moon at 88% illumination. Now I recorded this image of our moon last June 28, 2021, early morning of June 28, 2021 at around 12:30 a.m. But right now mga ka-spacers, today is June 29, 2021. Siguro po ang buwan ngayon, ngayong gabi, siguro mga 77% illuminated po. Pero itong pinapakita ko ngayon, right now you are viewing on screen this waning gibbous moon at 88% illumination. Medyo naging busy po tayo mga ka-spacers kahapon at hindi ko na po na-live stream to sa inyo. So I would like to share this recording of our waning gibbous moon at 88% illumination, recorded June 28, 2021 at around 12:30 a.m. And siguro kung mapapansin niyo these past few days, and may mga nagtatanong po sa akin, kasi napapansin po nila yung buwan po ay medyo yellowish or medyo may pagka-orange in color. Okay, so ang sagot po dyan, siguro sa mga nagtatanong kung bakit itong mga nakarang araw ganun po yung kulay ng buwan. Actually itong recording po nito ganun din po nung lumabas po ako ng June 28 ng madaling araw, medyo yellowish po yung buwan. Okay, so ganun po. Ang explanation po niyan ay ganito. So the moon is yellowish these past few days because of dust particles suspended in our atmosphere. And these dust particles, yung mga pollutants po sa ating atmosphere, they scatter blue light more than the red light, orange and yellow light. So ang tawag po dito ay Rayleigh scattering. Rayleigh scattering po. So ang ibig lang sabihin po nito, yung mga shorter wavelengths of light like blue, they get scattered kasi may mga dust particles, may mga pollutants that are suspended in our atmosphere. Then yung mga longer wavelengths such as red, yellow, and orange, they tend to pass through the atmosphere. So yun po yung explanation kung bakit yellowish ang tingin natin sa buwan these past few days. Pero itong sa telescope ko, hindi ko mahuli yung yellowish color niya. Pero pag walang telescope, siguro yung iba sa inyo napansin din yan, yellowish siya pag walang telescope. Pero pag tinignan nyo sa telescope, medyo nagiging whitish na rin yung color niya as what you are seeing right now. Okay po. So ayan po yung explanation kung bakit yellowish yung color ng buwan. Actually po yung araw din po kahapon medyo ganun din po. Again, this is due to the Rayleigh scattering. Okay. So at any moment now, mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of our moon. Ayan po. So habang pag walang ulap or pag nakikita naman po yung buwan, I will try my best to conduct this kind of telescope viewing. Alright, so ganito lang po magagawa natin. We cannot do face-to-face public telescope viewings again because of the threat of the COVID-19. And lalong-lalo na po yung medyo nangangamba tayo dun sa Delta variant. So wag pa tayong maging kampante, we have to be careful po. Alright, so at any moment now, we will magnify the image of our moon. So dun sa mga kabubukas lang ng kanilang laptops and cellphones, we are viewing the waning gibbous moon at about 88% illumination. This was recorded June 28, 2021 at around 12:30 a.m. But today is June 29. Alright, so get ready mga ka-spacers and mga ka-scientia, and we will magnify the image of the moon so that we could study more of the lunar surface in detail. Alright, so get ready. Here we go. Let's magnify the image of the moon. Yun. Alright, so here is our magnified image of the moon, mga ka-spacers and mga ka-scientia out there. Okay, so I am pointing now the telescope. I am moving now the telescope towards the Copernicus crater. So yung parang puti, ayan po naman yung malaking puti that you are viewing now is the Copernicus crater. Yan, kung mapapansin nyo, may mga puti-puti dun sa perimeter or rim niya. Those are rays, and they indicate that the Copernicus crater was formed from an impact event. And ito, I am moving the telescope towards Montes Apenninus. This is a long mountain range near the Copernicus crater at the northern side of the moon. Okay, and right now you are seeing dark patches. Ayan, those are lunar plains. And yung isa dyan is the Sea of Tranquility where the Apollo 11 spacecraft landed. Ayan, mapapansin niyo may mga clouds po. Yan na umaandar. Okay. And we are moving the telescope now towards the Tycho crater. Ayan po, so you are seeing now the Tycho crater on screen. Ayan, so this crater was named after the renowned astronomer Tycho Brahe or Tycho Brahe, who's considered as one of the greatest of the naked eye astronomers. Okay, so we are now moving the telescope back to the Copernicus crater. Yan, minumove ulit natin yung ating telescope. Babalik tayo sa Copernicus crater. Ayan, so just imagine yourselves on board the Apollo spacecraft para lang tayo nag-orbit dun sa buwan. Okay, so we are moving the telescope again. And nakikita niyo mga puti-puti, those are craters. And we are going back to the Tycho crater. Ayan po, so that's the Tycho crater. Yan. So mapapansin niyo po yung Tycho crater, may mga puti-puti along the rim or the perimeter. So those are rays again indicating that the Tycho crater was formed from an impact event. Alright, so are you not fascinated by the lunar landscape? Diba? Mga ka-spacers and mga ka-scientia, no? Okay, so we are moving the telescope. We're going back to the Copernicus crater. Ayan po. So pabalik tayo ngayon sa Copernicus crater. Alright. So yung mga puti-puti na nakikita nyo pa, mga white dots, those are lighted craters po. Yan, nasisinagan lang po ng araw yung, pero mga craters po yan. Alright, so are you not fascinated by our magnified image of the moon? Diba? Sige, so siguro ibalik na natin yung buwan sa kanyang original size. Ayan po, so sana po nagustuhan nyo yan, yung magnified image of the moon. Okay po, so maraming salamat. we will magnify agad dun sa mga nakamiss nitong magnified image of the moon. We will magnify the image of the moon again for the second time. Mamaya-maya lang po ng konti. Okay, so sana po nagustuhan niyo po yung magnified image of our moon. So bago tayo magpatuloy, gusto ko lang po ulit magpasalamat. Nag-post ako kahapon ng photo ng araw na medyo kulay yellowish po, yellow po yung araw kahapon. Magandang tignan po yung araw kahapon. So I took a photo of the sun. And maraming salamat po sa mga nag-react dun sa sun photo na yan. So thank you Miss Jules Mondia, kay Miss Cherry Serrano. Suki natin to si Miss Cherry Serrano. Kay Mr. Christian Arvin Docena, kay Miss Pia Juliana, kay Miss Let Celes Federigan. Ayan, so maraming salamat po Miss Let Celes Federigan, kay Don Samuel Buenvenida, kay Charbel Paul Rosell, and shout out pala sa Las Piñas update. So maraming salamat po at pinost po nila to sa kanilang Facebook page, yung sun photo ko kahapon, at they shared it sa kanilang Facebook page. Maraming salamat po Las Piñas update. Yan, so maraming salamat. And nag-post din po ako ng moon photo of our waning gibbous moon, itong 88% illuminated moon sa Facebook. So maraming salamat sa mga nag-react, lalong-lalo na kina Christina Salcedo Butyong, kay Garby Jamang, kay Miss Lile, yan Lile, L-H-I-A-L-E-H-L. Then kay Mr. Michael Agabaw, by the way may mga live, nag-live din po si Mr. Agabaw these past few days. So tangkilikin po natin yung kanyang mga live streams ng moon. And kay Miss Adriel Agbayani, officer ko to ng BSYA. And again kay Miss Let Celes Federigan. So maraming salamat po sa inyong mga reactions sa moon photo na pinost ko sa Facebook. Okay, and shout out nga pala sa mga tumatangkilik sa aking mga post sa BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers, sa aming Vice Principal na si Miss Aurora Lingkumpao. Yan, maraming salamat po ma'am. Yan, ka-spacer na po kayo. Kay Wiwi Castil, all the way from Cagayan de Oro. Nag-react po siya. Maraming salamat po Wiwi Castil, all the way from Cagayan de Oro. And yan, kay shout out din kay Mr. Josh. Nakasama ko to sa San Beda. Yan, si Mr. Boloyos to, si Mr. Josh. Maraming salamat sir, and shout out din po kay Mr. Armando Lee. Ayan po. So nag-post siya sa Facebook about yung mga dust particles na binubuga ng Taal Volcano. Siguro meron din effect yun kung bakit ganun nakikita natin sa buwan these past few days. Yan, so shout out sa inyo Dr. Armando Lee, maraming salamat po. And shout out din sa mga ibang ka-astro natin out there. Yan po, so thank you very much. And any moment now mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of the moon for the second time. Okay, so if you have any questions or reactions or comments about our online telescope viewing tonight, please type in your questions, your comments, or your reactions in our comment section down below po. Yan, so please comment po kayo or mag-react po kayo. Ayan, para alam ko din po kung nagagandahan po kayo sa buwan, or kung nakita nyo po yung buwan na yellowish these past few days, or kung nakita nyo yung sun na medyo orange, reddish, yellowish these past few days, please let me know. mag-post po kayo, mag-react po kayo sa ating comment section below. Okay, so any moment now mga ka-spacers, we will again magnify the image of the moon. Okay, so here we go. Whoa, yan. Isn't that fascinating mga ka-spacers, right? Okay, so yung mga dark patches na yan na nakikita nyo dun sa ating magnified image, those are lunar plains, mga patagpo yan. And isa dyan is the Sea of Tranquility where the Apollo 11 spacecraft landed. Kaya ko sinasabing Sea of Tranquility kasi nung mga early sailors noon, yung mga naglalakbay sa dagat noon in our early history, akala nila yung mga itim na yan, those are bodies of water. Kaya pinangalan silang seas or Marias. Okay, so we are now moving the telescope towards the Tycho crater. So you are now viewing on screen the Tycho crater, again named after the renowned astronomer Tycho Brahe, who is considered one of the greatest of the naked eye astronomers. Ayan po, wala pang telescope at he was able to collect astronomical data. Gumawa siya ng mga instrumento that measure the angular distances of stars. Okay, we are now moving the telescope. Yan, ibabalik natin yung telescope sa Copernicus crater. Any moment now. Yung mga puti-puti na nakikita nyo, those are craters. So yung mga itim, those are lunar plains. Yung mga bright areas are lunar highlands and impact craters. Okay, so yung malaking puti na yan that you are viewing on screen, that's the Copernicus crater. Ayan, okay, so itong Copernicus crater, ayan, malaking crater din yan, about 93 kilometers in diameter. And that crater was named after Nicholas Copernicus, who gave us the heliocentric model of the solar system. And so ibalik na natin yung buwan. Yan, okay. So sana nagustuhan niyo po yan mga ka-spacers, itong ating magnified image of the moon. So again po, kung may mga questions kayo or may mga comments or reactions about our lunar image tonight, please type in your comments, your reactions, your questions in our comment section below. Okay, so dun sa kabubukas lang ng kanilang laptops, you are now viewing on screen the waning gibbous moon at about 88% illumination. I was able to record this image of the moon last June 28, 2021, madaling araw po, around 12:30 AM. Pero ngayon is June 29, medyo na late po yung aking live stream neto. Siguro yung buwan po ngayon ay 77% illuminated na po. Okay. So anyway, sinashare ko lang po ito. Sayang naman po yung ni-record ko. 40 minutes din po ito. Yan. So sana nagugustuhan nyo po itong recording ko of the waning gibbous moon at 88% illumination. Okay, so any moment now, we will magnify the image of the moon for the third time. Okay. Alright, so bago tayo magpatuloy, again gusto ko po magpasalamat dun sa mga nag-react dun sa aking moon photo that was posted on Facebook. So maraming salamat kay na Miss Christina Salcedo Butyong, kay Gorby Jamang, kay Lile, kay Mr. Michael Agabao, kay Miss Adriel Agbayani, and kay Miss Let Celes Federigan. And maraming salamat din po dun sa mga nag-react dun sa aking sun photo na pinost ko din sa Facebook kahapon. Okay, so maraming salamat kina Miss Jules Mondia, kay Miss Cherry Serrano, kay Mr. Christian Arwin Docena, kay Miss Pia Juliana, again kay Miss Let Celes Federigan, kay Don Samuel Buenvenida, kay Charbel Paul Rosell, and shout out din po, maraming salamat sa Las Piñas update at shinare po nila yung aking sun photo sa kanilang Facebook. So maraming salamat po. Shout out din po kina Miss Aurora Lincumpao, our Vice Principal at San Beda University Senior High School. Shout out din kay Wiwi Castil all the way from Cagayan de Oro, and kay Mr. Joshua Josh, and kay Dr. Armando Lee. Ayan, mga ka-astro po sila. And kay Mr. Luis Ordonez, maraming salamat po. And siguro mga ka-astro natin dyan po, tangkilikin po natin yung kanilang mga ginagawa. We have only one advocacy, and to promote astronomy to the public. Ayan po. And itong ginagawa namin sa BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers, we are sharing or we are bringing the telescope to you, mga ka-spacers, kasi hindi pa ho tayo talaga pwede na mag face-to-face na public telescope viewing dahil po sa banta ng COVID-19, lalong-lalo na po ngayon, mga ka-spacers, medyo maastig po itong Delta variant na kumakalat ngayon, so dapat mag-ingat din po tayo ngayon. Okay, and again, kung napapansin po ninyo, yung buwan po lately ay medyo yellowish or medyo orange yung kanyang color. Medyo iba yung color ng ating buwan ngayon. And itong mga nakarang araw, kung napapansin nyo po, again, that is due to the Rayleigh scattering. So ang ibig lang sabihin yan, yung pag nakita natin yung buwan na yellowish, that is due to the dust particles suspended in the atmosphere scattering blue light. Kasi ba alam po natin in science that light is composed of wavelengths of colors. So because of the dust particles that are suspended in our atmosphere, yung ano na yan, it scatters blue light more than the red light, orange and yellow. So ito yung tinatawag natin na Rayleigh scattering. So yung mga shorter wavelengths of light like blue, they get scattered, while yung mga longer wavelengths of light sa ating spectrum such as red, orange, yellow, they tend to pass through the atmosphere. So yun yung explanation po kung bakit yellowish ang tingin natin sa buwan these past few days. Alright, and I'm not really sure if may effect din po yung pagbuga ng sulfur dioxide dahil po dun sa activity ng Taal Volcano. Siguro may effect din po yan, but I'm not really sure kung ganun talaga na significant yung effect. Alright, so siguro meron din siyang contributory effect dun sa Rayleigh scattering. Okay. Alright, so any moment now, mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of the moon. Alright. Okay, so shout out din pala sa aking mga high school classmates. So sana nakatutok po kayo ngayon kay Miss Barbie Siap. Yan, sana nakatutok ka Miss Barbie. And kay Miss Peachy Nicodemus Evans all the way from the US of A. And kay Mr. Jess Miranda. Okay, and sa mga classmates ko din kay Miss Connie Habal at kanyang asawa na si Timothy Habal. Alright, and sa mga members ng batch 83 ng PHCR, yan, sana nakatutok kayo, lalo na si kay Mr. Manny Insigne. Alright, so any moment now mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of the moon for the third time. Okay, so kung may questions po kayo or reactions, please type in your comments, your questions, your reactions in our comment section below. Okay, fasten your seatbelts mga ka-spacers, and let's magnify the image of the moon. Here we go. Yun. Yan. So isn't that fascinating mga ka-spacers? Okay, so we are now viewing the Copernicus crater, yung malaking puti na yan that nasa sentro ng ating screen. Yan, that's the Copernicus crater. Okay, we are moving the telescope towards another lunar feature. Yan po, so that is Montes Apenninus. Yan, so you're now viewing on screen Montes Apenninus, which is a long mountain range near the Copernicus crater. Okay, so we are now moving the telescope. So yung mga itim na yan, mga dark patches na yan, those are lunar plains, mga patag po yan ng buwan. And nakikita nyo yung nasa gitna, yung Sea of Tranquility where the Apollo 11 landed. Sea of Tranquility kasi nung unang panahon yung mga early sailors, they thought that those dark patches were bodies of water. So tinawag nilang Maria yan or seas. Alright, we are now moving the telescope. Yan, nakikita nyo on screen the Tycho crater. Ayan, so that crater was named after Tycho Brahe or Tycho Brahe. Okay, ayan po, that's the Tycho crater, and we are now moving the telescope. Ayan, so yung mga puti-puti na nakikita nyo, those are craters po. Alright, so imagine that you are on board the Apollo spacecraft. Ayan, we are orbiting the moon. So yan, binabalik na po natin sa Copernicus crater. You are now viewing on screen the Copernicus crater, yung puti na malaki. Yan, that's the Copernicus crater, named after Nicholas Copernicus, who gave us the heliocentric model of the solar system. Ayan, so bumalik tayo sa Tycho. So we pointed the telescope towards the Tycho crater. And we are moving the telescope para tayo nasa loob ng spaceship. And we are moving the telescope going back to the Copernicus crater. So ayan po. So nakikita nyo nasa gitna ng ating screen, that's the Copernicus crater, yung malaking puti na yan. That is the Copernicus crater. Ayan po. So sana nagustuhan nyo po yan mga ka-spacers and mga ka-siyensya. So if you're fascinated, if namangha po kayo sa ating magnified image of the moon, just type in your reactions, your comments in our comment section below. Ayan, balik na natin yung buwan sa kanyang original size. Okay, so yan, sana nagustuhan niyo po yan mga ka-spacers and mga ka-siyensya. So that's our magnified image of our moon tonight. But I recorded this image June 28. Yan, kasi baka isipin po ninyo ito yung buwan po natin ngayong gabi. Hindi po. So please don't be confused. Itong nakikita nyo ngayon sa buwan, this was recorded June 28, 2021 at around 12:30 AM. This is the waning gibbous moon, at 88% illumination. Recorded June 28, kahapon po, early morning 12:30 AM. Ngayon po is June 29. Siguro ang buwan po ngayon, kung hindi po maulap sa inyo, and if you will look up at the night sky tonight po, siguro mga 77% illuminated na po yung buwan. Okay. And again, kung napansin niyo po these past few days, kung nakatutok po kayo sa buwan, medyo yellowish po yung color ng buwan. Again, that is due to the so-called Rayleigh scattering. So the moon is yellowish due to the dust particles suspended in the atmosphere, scattering blue light more than the red and yellow light. So yun ang tinatawag po natin na Rayleigh scattering. Okay. Ayan po. And siguro, kasi di ba bumubuga po yung Taal volcano ng mga dust particles, mga sulfur dioxide and other particulates from the volcano. Siguro may epekto din yun. Pero kasi nandito tayo sa Las Piñas, nasa Batangas naman po yung nasa sa Taal, sa south. So, ewan ko lang kung may epekto yan sa ating observation ngayon ng buwan. Pero, I guess this is also mainly sa mga air pollution. Kasi halos naglalabasan na yung mga tao eh. Kahit may pandemya, di ba, naglalabasan na hulat. So, siguro yung mga air pollution din is also a factor dito sa Rayleigh scattering. Okay, so we will magnify the image of them. Kung na-miss nyo po yun, yung kanina, we will magnify the image of them again for the last time. Okay, so again, shout out sa mga incoming officers ko of the BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers. Shout out sa aking bagong presidente na si Miss Angeline Kilang. And pa-shout out din sa mga friends ko from the Philippine Astronomical Society, kay Sir Camilo Dacanay and kay Mr. Hernandizon. Maraming salamat. And also yung mga aking mga ka-astro sa Manila Street Astronomers, kina Mr. Arnel Campos, the Astro Cowboy, and kay Mr. Christopher Lu. Okay, so dun sa mga nakamiss dun sa ating magnified image of the moon, we will magnify the image one last time. Okay. Yan, so namnamin po ninyo ang ganda ng ating lunar image na sinishare ko po ngayon. But again po, hindi po ito yung buwan ngayong gabi. Okay, siguro ngayong gabi po the moon is 77% illuminated. What you're seeing now is my recording of the moon last June 28 at about 12:30 AM. The moon that you're seeing now is 88% illuminated. Okay? Pero siguro kung hindi maulap ngayon, at if you will look up at the night sky later, late na kasi siguro yung buwan mag-rise ng mga alas 10 na ng gabi. So kung titignan nyo na madaling araw bukas, siguro mga 77 or 75% illuminated na po yung buwan. Okay, so let's any moment we will magnify the image of the moon for the last time. Alright, so sana nakatutok kayo, Miss Cheryl Castillo and kay Miss Cherry Serrano. Alam kong gusto niya po ito. So we will magnify the image of the moon one last time. Alright, so fasten your seatbelts. And here we go. Yun. Alright. Yan, so sana mamangha kayo yan sa ating magnified image of the moon. Medyo hazy nga lang yung image kasi nga maulap po, medyo maulap siya. Okay, so what you're seeing now, again, those dark areas, yan, nandun din yung Sea of Tranquility. Yan, so imagine nyo nasa Apollo spacecraft po kayo. So we are now moving the telescope yan, towards the Tycho crater. Okay, so what you're seeing now, mga ka-spacers, is the Tycho crater named after Tycho Brahe o Tycho Brahe. Ayan, and yung mga puti-puti dun sa rim, yan sa perimeter niya, those are rays. So they indicate that the Tycho crater was formed from an impact event. Yan, so yung mga puti-puti na nakikita nyo, those are craters. Okay, so we are moving the telescope at binabalik natin yung telescope sa Copernicus crater. Yan, so sana nagugustuhan nyo po itong ating ginagawa ngayon. Alright, so yan, binabalik natin. We are moving the telescope towards the Copernicus crater. Ayan, so yung puti na malaki, nakikita nyo on screen, is the Copernicus crater, named after Nicholas Copernicus. Ayan po, so sana nagustuhan nyo po yan. Kung namangha kayo, just I want to know your reactions or your comments. So just type your reactions or your comments in our comment section below. Yan, balik na natin yung buwan sa kanyang original size. Ayan, so sana nagustuhan nyo po yan mga ka-spacers. Okay. Ayan po. So that's our online telescope viewing po. Today is June 29, 2021. And yung nakikita nyo pong image po ng ating buwan, that was recorded June 28 at around 12:30 a.m. Ayan, sinishare ko lang po sa inyo kasi medyo late po yung ang aking pag-live stream niya. Dapat kagabi ko yan ni-live stream. Alright, so yan, sinishare ko po sa inyo para doon sa mga nakamiss, hindi nakakita ng buwan kagabi. Ayan, eto na po yan. And again, kung wala kayong telescope at napansin nyo po na yellow yung buwan, again, that is due to the Rayleigh effect or Rayleigh scattering sa ating atmosphere. Okay po, so dyan na po nagtatapos ang ating online telescope viewing tonight. Maraming salamat po sa pagtutok po ngayon at sinamahan niyo po ako ngayong gabi. Maraming salamat po. Talagang alanganin po tayo ngayon dahil these past few days maulap and umuulan lalo na sa gabi, sa late afternoon and evening. So pag natsyempohan, gagawin po ulit natin to. Alright, so maraming salamat sa inyo mga ka-spacers sa pagsama po sa akin ngayong gabi. And tangkilikin po natin po ang mga live streams ng BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers. Please like and share this video so that we could reach more students, we could reach more people, so that we could inspire them to love the sciences, especially astronomy. At yun po yung aming advocacy dito sa BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers. We are bringing the telescope to you. Alright, so this is your ka-spacer and space commander, Professor Jun Cajigal from the BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers, saying, live long and prosper. And I'll see you next time po mga ka-spacers. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.